It was a beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard, pushing and pulling passengers, except Gordon. Except for Gordon. He was being repaired in the steamworks. Victor and Kevin and the workmen were fixing him. So while Gordon was being repaired, Sir Topham had rented a big city engine to come help pull Gordon's express for a while. He wasn't feeling too happy. "What's wrong?" asked Duck. "Well," said the big city engine, "I am very important to all the engines on Sodor. I recently came from London, which is the biggest city in the UK, in the United Kingdom." "I see," said Duck. "Well, when we started to do with Thomas and his friends, we were from the UK too. We started our episodes in 1984. "Really?" said Big City Engine. That must have been a long time ago," he said. "Yes," said Thomas. "Edward was the first one to get on the railway." "Whatever," said the Big City Engine. "Anyway, I have work to do, and I don't want to hear chatterboxes from a few stupid engines." And he chuffed away. "How rude," said Thomas. "I know," said Toby. I don't know why he has to act like that." "Maybe," said Duck, it's because he's just too more important than all of us." "How do you know that?" said Toby. "Because he's from London and he's older or younger than Gordon, and he looks important than Gordon. He seems pretty sad for some reason. Maybe because he came a long way from London." "Could be," said Thomas, "but let's talk about it later. Tonight." "Very good," said Duck, and they chuffed away. A few minutes later, Big City Engine was chuffing over the viaduct on Gordon's Hill. He was very unhappy. "Why do I have to pull silly express coaches? Why do I have to be so important?" he huffed. "Why do I have to travel all the way from here to the island of Sodor? It's stupid. It really is." The Big City Engine enjoyed complaining. He became sulkier still. He was still angry when he was still grumpy all the way to the docks. A few minutes later, Big City Engine chuffed into the docks. He was very angry. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He steamed sternly in. Salty rolled over beside him. "Ahoy, me hearties," said Salty. "My name's Salty. Who are you?" "I'm Big City Engine," said the engine. "Very nice to meet you," said Salty. "You too," said Big City Engine, "but I'm not doing well. I'd rather you just leave me alone for a while." "Okay," said Salty. "But want to hear a salty tale first?" "I haven't got time to listen to your stupid stories," he said. "I came all the way here from London, and I don't have time to play with silly engines like you. Goodbye." And he huffed away. "Wait," said Salty. "You forgot the passengers. I don't care about silly, passengers." "Yeah, that's right," he said. "I better go back." He waited for his passengers to load. "See you later," said Salty. "Whatever," said Big City Engine, and he chuffed away. A few minutes later, Big City Engine chuffed into Tim's sheds. "Hello," said Henry. "I'm Henry. Who are you?" "I'm Big City Engine," said the engine. "It's good to meet you," said Douglas. Want to hear the story?" "I haven't got time for stories. I have an important train to pull today." "Goodbye. I don't need to hear shitty, stuffy stuff from an engine like you. Donald, the engines felt shocked by his behavior, by Big City Engine's behavior. So he chuffed away. And as a result, he puffed away. A few seconds later, Big City Engine shoved into the yard at the turntable. Hello, I'm Oliver. Who are you? I'm Big City Engine, he huffed. What's wrong? Asked Boko. Well, said Big City Engine, I am angry that I have to be on the island of Sodor when I came from London, so I'd rather you just leave me alone and go away. That's not nice, said Oliver. I don't care, said Big City Engine. You know, said Madge, engines don't be rude to Sir Topham Hatt at all, or any of his other engines, unless they're mad. Well, I'm mad, so there. So goodbye. I don't have time to listen to any of your stories at all. I'm really angry, so just leave me alone. You're really starting to annoy me. All Sir Topham Hatt's engines are disgraceful, and he chuffed away. The engines felt shocked and mad and annoyed by his behavior. He's so rude, said Bill. I agree, said Ben. We need to pay him out. Big City Engine headed to Knapford Station. By the time Big City Engine puffed into Knapford Station, he was still angry. Hello, said Duck. I had enough of your talk. Well, you don't need to be so rude, snapped Duck. Well, I don't care, said Big City Engine. You guys talk too much, and you're just a bunch of crappy chatterboxes. Excuse you, said Thomas, but you don't need to talk that way. If we tell Sir Topham Hatt, he'll send you away for sure, and you'll never come back. Absolutely, said Toby. No need to disrespect us like that. Well, I'm important. It doesn't matter if you're important, said Toby. You're still one of Sir Topham Hatt's engines that he rented you. So be respectful and act like one of his engines. Whatever, said Big City Engine. Goodbye, and he huffed away. But wait, said Duck, it's my turn. Not now, said Big City Engine. I had enough. He's very rude, said Thomas. I agree, said Toby. We have to pay him out as soon as possible. I have a plan, said Duck. Let's tell it tonight to all the engines. Very good, said the engines. First, we'll go to the yard first, said Duck. Let's leave our trains here. Well, actually, said Thomas. Said Toby or Thomas. I have to get going. My passengers cannot be late. And Thomas jumped away. Okay, Toby, me and you, we have to stick together at all times. Very good, said Toby. Well, let's go to the yard together. Good idea, said Toby. They uncoupled from their trains and chuffed off to the stations, to the yard. Duck told the engines at the yard. He explained the situation. That's insane, said Toad. Yes, indeed, said Hector. I never seen an engine act like that. Who would do such mean things? Asked Bill and Ben. I agree, said Boko. It's time we pay him out. Exactly right, Boko. That's what I came to do here for. Okay, said Oliver, but what's our plan? Well, we're going to tell Sir Topham Hatt, and then we're going to go play a trick on him. We're going to biff into him so he falls in the ocean. Then Cranky will lift him up, put him in Bulstrode, and then he'll be sent away in disgrace. The engines thought that wasn't very nice, but it was the only way to pay him back. Ready, guys? He said. Ready, said the engines. Who wants to go tell Sir Topham Hatt? I'll tell him, said Boko. Very good, Boko, said Duck. That's what we'll do then. You go tell Sir Topham Hatt, and then the rest of us will go play a trick on him. Very good, said the engines. Thomas will be here in a minute, so we're going to give him some time before he comes. They waited for 5 minutes, but Thomas still haven't arrived. I'm sure he'll be here soon, said Toby. I hope so, said Outlaw Coach. Thomas was racing to the yard as fast as he could for the meeting. He didn't want to be late for it at all. At 10 minutes later, Thomas arrived at the yard, at the turntable. So what's the meeting all about, guys? Asked Thomas. Well, Mr. Thomas, said Toad, the plan was we were going to play a trick on Big City Engine. Oh, really? Said Thomas. How's that gonna work? Well, said Bill, what we're gonna do is Boko's gonna go tell Sir Topham Hatt what's going on. Then the rest of us are gonna go play a trick on him. What we'll do is we'll go sneak out on him, push him to the docks, make him go fast so that he flies off, so it goes crashing in the ocean, and then he'll be Cranky will lift him up into Bulstrode. He'll be sent away, and then he'll be sent away in disgrace. Very nice plan, said Thomas, but I'm not sure that's gonna go well with Sir Topham Hatt. Who cares about Sir Topham Hatt? We'll tell him everything how mean he's been. Got ya, said Thomas. Anyway, let's get going. We have to hurry now before he goes to the drawbridge. So let's go, guys, said Boko. We have work to do. Very good, said the engines. Let's go now. So all of them puffed away. Oliver brought his brick van Toad. Toby came along, and then Boko did. And then Bill. Then Ben. And the rest of them Thomas came in the middle. Boko went to tell Sir Topham Hatt at Ellsbridge Station. And all the rest of the engines set off for the drawbridge. They didn't see that Big City Engine didn't see that Duck, Oliver, Toad, Toby, Thomas, Annie, Clarabelle, Bill, and Ben were pushing him toward the drawbridge and the lighthouse. They pushed fast, hard. By the time he realized, it was too late. They pushed him off with the train. They stopped as soon as he pushed them off. Soon all the engines laughed. Guess what you deserve, said Thomas, for being mean to us steamies. Growled Big City Engine. Sir Topham had heard the loud noise. He came over at once. Boko arrived on Sir Topham Hatt. He was cross. What is going on here? Said Sir Topham Hatt sternly. Big City Engine. I've heard that you have been really rude to my engines, and I would like an apology. After you say you're sorry, you will be sent away in disgrace. But you engines shouldn't have pushed him into the water. Sorry, sir, said Duck, but he was being rude to us and we couldn't take it anymore. I understand, said Sir Topham Hatt, but there are better ways to deal with your anger. I understand, sir, said Duck, but we couldn't help it. I know, said Sir Topham Hatt, but now the Big City Engine's going back to London in disgrace. Yay, said Duck. Thank you, sir. You're quite welcome, said Sir Topham Hatt. You deserve it. I'll give you this one warning, and if you do it again, there are going to be consequences. Understood? Yes, sir, said all the engines. Very well, said Sir Topham Hatt. Let's give this one a round of applause. Yay, said the engines. Yay! Said Sir Topham Hatt. Growled Big City Engine. Enough with your mouth, said Sir Topham Hatt and Boko. You're going back to London and disgrace, and I will call your controller and make sure you are grounded for a month. Or 5 months, or a year. I'll say a year. Do you understand? Yes, sir, huffed Big City Engine. Good, said Topham Hatt. I will not be inviting you back. You will spend 1 year in the engine prison. Very good, whatever, said Big City Engine. I don't want to hear another word from you. Understood? Whatever, said Big City Engine. Okay, said Topham Hatt. Anyway, we'll bring him back to the docks, and then he'll be sent away. So the engines felt very happy. And Duck knew he planned this trick all along, and he felt very, very happy for it. For once, Sir Topham Hatt was getting rid of bad engines instead of good engines. And as a result, the engines became much happier.